All right, folks, we are here with the one and only Noah Syndergaard, pitcher of the New York Mets, as we are here for Cholula Hot Sauce, the Order of Cholula. Noah, tell me more about the Order of Cholula and how you got involved in it.
So what we're doing here today is we're launching the Order of Cholula. One thing that really stuck out with me is part of the reason why I wanted to partner with Cholula is the fact that I've been using them my entire life. And I was able to see how many passionate fans they actually do have. And by ordering the Cholula, we're able to share these experiences and learn about all these passionate fans. And that's one thing I noticed every time I go to city fields. I see all these blonde wigs, these hammers, dressing up in Thor costumes, and I find that to be very passionate and very inspiring as well. And so that's something that I think is really cool with Cholula. Like, for example, there's a UFC fighter who like part of his regimen is eating 6 to 8 times a day, and you know how boring that can be if the same stuff. So to add a little variety at Cholula to all of his meals, and he's able to go through his dietary needs. So I think that's really awesome.
You're a big hot sauce guy. You would like to have, I guess, hot sauce on all your sandwiches and stuff like that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know, it's grilled chicken can only taste so good after a while. Yeah, I mean, I add Cholula to just about everything, including what I most recently have discovered is what the bowl of doom. Back home at Cozy Kitchen in Dallas, they do it absolutely amazing there. Just the sweet potato hash, bacon. I add some venison sausage, ground bison, avocado, scrambled eggs, and just any favorite flavor of Cholula, and you're ready to go.
I gotta ask you now, how did you come up with? Did you come up with the bowl of doom? Did someone else? I mean,
I didn't come up with it. No.
Okay.
It was a discovery of mine. It's just, there's a place back home in Dallas, Cozy Kitchen. Sometimes I'm guilty of going there 2 times a day. The food is so good. I might get the bowl of doom 2 times in a row too. So.
Just quick, a couple personal stories about yourself. You said you're from Texas, and I read that you were from a big football family. How does someone from a big football family get involved in baseball, like yourself?
I mean, my grandparents were big Cowboys fans, but I didn't really grow up rooting for the Cowboys. I really don't have a team, to be honest, in any sport. I mean, I grew up rooting for the Rangers. I'm a big Tom Brady fan myself. But growing up in Texas, I mean, I played all sports, football, basketball, soccer, baseball. I just ultimately stuck to baseball once I got to high school and stuck with it, and I couldn't be more thankful for where I'm at now. So,
what are some of the charities that you're involved with now? I understand that you're big in doing a charity for Sjögren's syndrome. You know, a big fight about that.
Yeah, my mother back in 2012 was experiencing some health issues, and she took her like the longest time, probably 6 months to really discover, 6 months to a year actually, to discover what was going on, because it's called Sjögren's syndrome. It's an autoimmune disease that affects your salivary glands, so your eyes, your mouth, your nose just get really dry. And it's not a fatal disease, but it's a nuisance. But she's a trooper. She's chugging along. Love her to death. Wouldn't be here without her. Yeah, so that's one of the charitable things that I'm a part of. So it really hits home for me.
You also have a baseball camp, I understand? Is that true?
Yeah.
Tell me more about that.
The baseball camp. I did one last year with pro camps. I'm doing another one this year, and it's great going out there and really working with these kids and then seeing all their smiles, because you never really know what kind of impact you're going to make on that kid that day. I know in my personal experience, I grew up playing soccer, and I went to a Dallas Burn game when I was a kid for my birthday, and I had sat down. I got to meet the players after the game, and I just remember being kind of terrified and nervous to really go up and meet any of them. And one guy came up to me, and I remember his name. His name was Ted Eck, and he was a great guy, and sat down with me and talked to me for 10 minutes. And I was, a 7-year-old kid. So.
Wow, that's fantastic. Now let's talk a little bit about your career here with the New York Mets. You've been part of some big games. I mean, big games. World Series, last year in the wild card game, and you've pitched great in all those big games. Just talk about being on that stage. You know, World Series, you got Mike Moustakas going crazy in the dugout, buzzing dugout. What is that stage like for you, and how does that amp you up?
I mean, as a competitor growing up, everyone wants to visualize themselves as being the guy that becomes a hero, and that's exactly what I wanted to do. I just wanted to grab the bull by the horns and lead the team to victory. And it's just that's something, those kind of scenarios I thrive in. I always love the challenge, love the big stage.
Mm-hmm.
That's why people are remembered, is succeeding in those kind of scenarios, and that's exactly what I'm going to do.
You know that New York City is a fun town. What does New York City do to bring your personality out?
Oh man, it's where you look around, we're surrounded by such diversity and culture, and it's just unbelievable to be a part of. New York City is like one of the greatest cities in the world, and we get to play a game in it. It's the best adult jungle gym you could possibly think of. And there's temptations all around, but there's temptations everywhere.
Yeah.
It's just all about having a goal, keeping that goal in mind, and being responsible and not letting outside distractions get in your way.
Absolutely. And, this season's been a rough season, obviously, this year for the Mets. First, let's just talk about just the injury that you had with the lat injury. Where is that right now? What's your status looking like as far as coming back?
Right now, there's really no timetable.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very unique kind of injury to where it's going to take a certain amount of time. Don't really know what it is. It's just all about feel with me. I'm working hard each every day with my therapist, and I'm working hard in the gym, trying to get as strong as possible and make sure that I'm able to be flexible and mobile, and so this doesn't happen again. So it sucks being injured, but there's a lot of things I can work on outside of it to ultimately when I do come back, and I'm better than ever.
Did you know when it happened? Did you know there was something wrong at that time? Did you feel something in your arm?
Yeah. I felt a big time pull, and I couldn't really lift my arm up very high. So,
but you're a big part of this team, one of the best pitchers in the National League, obviously. So they can get you back. Hopefully, towards the end of this year, that'll be huge. If not, hopefully going into next year. But let me ask you about what the team's going through right now. 24 and 30, 25 and 32. Won last night in Texas, in your hometown. Tell me about what the mentality of this team, and how they're trying to find a way to fight through some of the tough times they're going on right now.
You look at our roster. There's not one guy out there that's not a bulldog and not a competitor and doesn't have every urge in their body to win. You look at us 2 years ago. We were plagued by injuries. We were down, and then with the flip of the switch, we were back in first place again.
Yeah.
We were killing it for that stretch of time, and then we made it all the way to the World Series. So I think a couple years ago we were in just as bad of a situation, but way later in the season, it's still really early in the season. Still a lot of baseball to play. So a lot of scenarios could happen.
A lot of scenarios could happen. The National League is very, very close right now. Look, there's nearly no real one dominant team right now. Last couple questions. Terry Collins, what do you think about him and having to get this team through this? What kind of manager is he on a daily basis?
With him being the manager, I really don't have that kind of relationship with him. I deal more with Dan Worthen.
Okay.
He's more dealing with all the position players now.
How was Dan?
Dan's amazing. I think he's the best pitching coach I've ever had. He makes coming to the ballpark fun every day. He makes learning fun. He makes learning about pitching fun. He's just the kind of guy that you can have a conversation with at any time. He's hilarious. A great personality. Super smart. And just a great guy all around.
We're here, folks, with Noah Syndergaard, a.k.a. Thor, and we know that another Thor movie is coming out. I'm sure you're going to be first in line for that, right?
I hope so, guys.
So any last words here about Cholula Hot Sauce that you want to let the folks know about?
Join the Order of Cholula. You're going to learn a lot more about myself, a lot more about some very passionate fans that have some very unique stories. If you join the Order of Cholula, you will... Is this the sweet habanero right here? That's chili garlic. It's confusing. Do we have sweet habanero? There we go. Sweet habanero. Only 1,000 bottles of these. And you join the Order of Cholula, you get one. And they're amazing. I had one just the other night.
Would recommend, I would say.
Recommend.
Would recommend. Noah Syndergaard. Awesome stuff, man. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Michael Cohen here, the Sports Talk Nation. I hope you enjoy that interview with Noah Syndergaard, as I had the opportunity to speak with him about the great product Cholula Hot Sauce and the Order of Cholula. There are a lot of people I need to thank. First, I have to thank David Abrams of Cohen & Wolf, who helped set up this opportunity. I also want to give a shout-out to Cholula Hot Sauce for providing terrific samples of their product. And I also want to give a big shout-out to the Norwood Club for being a great host and providing a great location. Finally, I want to thank Noah Syndergaard and his team for granting me the opportunity to speak with him. Now, before I go, I want to let you know that in the description box, there are links to the Order of Cholula video featuring Noah Syndergaard. You can also check out images from the event and remember, check out their site at Cholula.com. All right, folks, that's all I got. Remember to kill the like button and subscribe. Talk to you next time.